I'll pose a few questions for you guys.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give a brief description of what the loop in our society is about, and I'll pose some questions to you guys, and you guys would answer me back. But you would take at least like 30 to 60 seconds to answer. You try to make it as brief as possible. Okay, so loop in our society is basically challenging what you think is normal in your society. Like maybe you find out like maybe this is an example, like an absurd example, like girls are walking on this side of the road and guys is walking on this side of the road. You try to challenge it, that why is that so? Or maybe in school you're only allowed to eat during lunch period. The girls are allowed to go first and then the guys after, like in separate. So look, in our society is just trying to challenge what we think is normal, like to pose the questions why is this like this, why is this not like this. So yeah, just trying to challenge us. So now I will challenge you guys to tell me one thing one thing in your society that you think, in the form of a question, that you think is not normal, or it's normal, just like say a question. So who wants to go first?
Easy. Wow, I'm thinking about it because yeah, it's difficult. Because the other day I was having a conversation with my flatmate, and we were talking about this. Basically, we were talking um, about what's normal and what's not, and now I'm trying to think in a example.
I have one example.
Okay,
like
go.
when we are in restaurant,
Okay.
I don't know, with our family or with a male friend, and the the guy that works at the restaurant usually don't talk to us like women. Usually refers to the guy on the table, like, what do you want to order? And even if it's more women on the table and just one guy, this is something normal that shouldn't be.
Okay, I have an example. Something I just came out. In my society, it's common to the women to have kids. For example, it's the expected.
Oh.
It's like the norm.
Oh. Okay. If I was supposed to do here, I would say working hard, very hard every day is a normal thing. So, what do you think about these things if you don't challenge the question? Like you said, Bruna, like why is it the guy? Why is that the guy is only referring to the guy? Why you start asking the question why? We start looking for the solution. But when we don't think of, we just adapt, or maybe he just prefers to talk to a guy. But when you start getting an answer, like now, Natasha says that why is it that women are the ones supposed to be? Is it believing having children?
No.
Natasha?
No. Of the connection.
Sorry, coming in, what did you say?
Sorry, your connection
I forgot to just there.
Yeah, your connection was a bit. Now you're back.
Oh, okay.
You asked if I had kids.
So I said, sorry, I forgot what you said. Yeah, no, you said. Okay. I asked what you said just now. I forgot it.
I said that it's normal for women to have kids.
Yes. So why is it normal for women to have kids? Although yes, biologically it says that women do have kids, but why is it just a normal thing when you see a lady and ask her if she's married and if she has kids? Why is that normal? Like, it means that if a lady decides not to have kids, it's not considered as normal,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
she's questions, our choices are questioned. So we need
Yes.
to ask ourselves, why? Why this? So now, Natasha, I'll throw another question to you. What do you think might be the, how do you think you might like to address this particular norm in your society? Like, just give a phrase like as an answer to this.
A phrase that can be an answer to.
Yeah.
Why it's normal to women to have kids?
Mhm. Mm. I think that.
And Bruna, you can think about your own.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I think that I turned off my video, so maybe the connection is better. It's not that hard,
Yes.
but I'm here. I think that the first
Yeah, you said
question.
you can be thinking it.
No, you said the first question you put it was why? Why do the guys only firstly direct to guys? And I think that because in the past, only men were able to make decisions. Like men were the only ones that uh, made decisions for the family or decide to what they would do. And the phrase to answer to this, I think it would be like women do can decide by themselves. They don't need the men to decide or they we don't need men to order food for us. Like we can decide what we want to eat at least, like the basic things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. So Natasha,
So I should like ask why I think like why women should have kids. It's kind of that the question.
Yes.
Like um so I think it's because there's so much thing I'm trying to, how can I say it, resumed. Yeah, because like there is this idea of a normal family that's probably an heterosexual family, and the idea of the family includes a kids, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's
yeah,
um and it's very common that, so biologically the woman is the one who needs to have kids, so so all these are like
yeah,
um,
It's like what is expected, no? If you
yeah,
have
expected of the woman.
yeah, and also
Yes, yes,
connected
if
with the
you,
idea of the tradition, a traditional family, and also
yes,
the
like if you are engaged with a guy, and I don't know, you live in a house, people expect you to have kids. So you as women, you
yeah,
should get pregnant to, so then you are a family, a happy family.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the more we keep asking ourselves why, we can actually come to an answer as why should it be and why that doesn't need to change. Do we need to change this norm? Is it why did we have to create such a norm that might be inconveniencing us or that might not be inconveniencing us? We just need to challenge these normal things that are in our society so that like the people who come after will actually have it easier, or we in the long run will have it easier. Like you said, Natasha, that why that a woman is even here, at the age, but when you're getting to 21, you're expected to be married, to like have a fiance, to bring a fiance, and to be married. The question is why? What if the woman chooses otherwise? What if she chooses that she doesn't even want to get married? Why is it like a 40-year-old woman is seen like an old hag without a husband? And if she has a cat, she might be a witch. Like, why is it? Why? Like, why? These questions will help us in the future. The more we keep asking ourselves, why? Like, if our parents do these things, why? Just ask them, why was this done? Why did you guys do this? You're not just accepting it as part of the norm and then moving forward. It's always good to review the norms that are in society. Even especially, I believe that our house, our home, our family is the first society we live in. So if we challenge, for the fact I grew up in my first society, which is my house. Is I grew up. I was in the kitchen and my brothers were doing the chores in the house. So it was normal at one point, and then we asked why. And why that never changed in the house, because I hate chores. I hate to do chores. I prefer to be in the kitchen. So people used to ask me, why do I prefer to be in the kitchen? And I say, because I'm lazy to do chores. And why are my brothers in the kitchen? Because they don't want to be in the kitchen. So like, we accepted that norm because we were okay with the norm. It's not like the norm was inconveniencing us in any issue in any way. But if there's a norm that's actually inconveniencing anybody, it can be flexible. It can change. Like now, if maybe my brothers preferred cooking better and we prefer chores, we can switch, we can swap. It's not supposed to be something that is permanent. It's not supposed to be something that's just it's like it's written in stone. We created these norms and we these norms. It's not written in stone. So even if it's written in stone, we can still change it. We can unwrite it, or we can even smash the stones to bits and create new stones. It's our choices. Okay, let's move on to coping mechanisms. So let's move on to the second part of the session. That's coping mechanisms. We all know a lot has been going on. Actually, last year, the COVID-19 is still on. I want to talk about movie as a coping mechanism for me. So I have a lot to deal with occupational stress, a lot of stress from everywhere. And what I do to distress myself is I watch movies. So uh, movies in my language is ayawaron, like something you see. It can also be photographed, but anything you see, like that movies. So I've already said for myself what movies is in my language. That's one, because you, Natasha, and Bruna, you say what movies is in your language, and you also say what movies mean to you guys where you are, and we can move on from there. Natasha, you can pick it up.
Okay, so me and Bruna, we are Brazilian, so we're gonna have the same answer, the same first answer. Um, so movies in Brazilian is filme, and for me, that the meaning is uh, a story. Let me see if I can develop a bit more. Maybe, yeah, a story in movement, something like that.
Yeah, I think that
Bruna?
see, we call movie filmy, but I also can share. Well, Natasha also could share that she's living in Spain and I am living in Argentina. And movie in Spanish we
Yeah.
say película. And for me, a movie it's like she said, like the story movement or part of the story, like some pieces of a whole story, like some parts of it, or some vision of someone about some subject.
Yeah, it's kind of a vision of the world.
So I think that each country tries as much as possible to create their movies. Like I'm a fan of movies that are interesting, any movie that has a good story that is interesting, and I'm actually a fan of movies that have subtitles because I don't watch Japanese dub like where they put the English voiceover on it. No, I prefer listening to it in Japanese to actually have the sense of the culture. The same to Korean, China, everything, even India. So each person, you realize that in movies, movie takes you into their world. It helps you. Movie takes you on an adventure in your living space. It helps you move. Your mind moves, your body's right in your home, but your mind moves, and it frees you in a way. It takes you in the storyline, you sympathize with. Sometimes even when you do get angry or upset, the movie has actually done its part by helping you dissociate yourself from the society or from whatever it is that is bothering you at that particular moment, and it actually has served as a coping mechanism. And even though movie do serve as coping mechanism sometimes, it has also proven that sometimes movie can state what we think our life should be like, what we should be like, what we should wear, how we should talk, how we should walk, who we should associate with, how we just picture our future to be. That's what movies are. So I believe that movie can serve as a coping mechanism and also a way to communicate to everyone that it's okay. It's the same everywhere. Like it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be you. It's just okay. So that's why I think that movie can actually serve as a coping mechanism, because it does serve as a coping mechanism for me, and it can serve as a coping mechanism for anybody. Oh, sorry, it serve as a coping mechanism for anybody. So, Natasha, would you like to share with us what your coping mechanism is? I'm coming 1 minute. You can just share
What a copy mechanism is.
what your coping mechanisms is.
My copy mechanism.
Like when you're stressed, what's your coping mechanism? Yes.
Wow. So basically, it's what I do to this stress. Or
Yeah,
so,
what you do to distress.
Okay. Thanks, Bruna. I was in doubt if I understood. Whoa. That's very difficult. It's very curious. I would say that lately I really go to the books and to the movies. It's curious, like it's a way to disattach from your reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I go to books
Yes.
and series and movies, or I go to the body, so I don't need to think too much. Like I don't know, I do a yoga or I dance or something like with the body.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Bruna, what about you?
For me, I also watch a lot of movies and series, and I really feel this that you are saying about disassociating from the reality right now here in my room, etc. And then the last series I was watching was The Handmaid's Tale, and it's super hard, but I was super inside of it. I like did a marathon, you know. I watched the 4 seasons like I don't know in 1 month. And besides of this, and I was super
Wow.
inside of this fucking society they show in the series. So I when the episode was end, I was angry, you know, about it. So I could forget about the stress of my days, but I was there like, fuck, how they are doing this to these girls. I don't know. And besides of watching movies and series, I like to write with other women. So I have an experiment where I invite other women to write. So like one start the text and the other one keeps writing. So each day you write a part of a text, and it super helps me because it's not writing only what is on my mind, you know. I need to keep writing a story that someone else started, so it helps
Yes.
to survive.
Yes.
So yes, when I ask a lot of people what their coping mechanism is, what they use to distress, like um 7 out of 10 people say they watch movies, and I realized that movies have made a large contribution to people distressing. It has also made a large contribution to people overstressing. uh, imagine a world Imagine a world without GOT, a world without Game of Thrones, a world without Bridgerton. People just go online and just talk about it, and they seem to forget what they've what happened during the day. Sometimes they have such an hard day, they rush home to watch that one episode of that one season because they know that, oh my God, I'm going to have a glass of wine, my dinner, and I'm going to watch this episode. And you come,
Yeah, it's like a moment
you
for
forget what
yourself.
happened that day for that 40 minutes. Yes, for that 40 minutes, you forget, oh, this is what the society did to me. This is what you're just in that world of Bridgerton, like you're back in that time, listening to yourself. Like, you even when like you're out of the episode, you start rethinking it. Like, why did this lady have to act that way? Why did this lady why did he say what he did? And you literally can find yourself arguing out the characters with yourself. And if you find like maybe a like mind or somebody who has watched that series with you, you begin to argue, like you begin to talk together. And you don't realize sometimes that when you meet people outside who have actually watched the same movie with you, or the same anime with you, literally you guys just begin to connect with each other. Like, oh, when someone says that, oh, did you watch Game of Thrones? Who was your favorite character? And then you start bonding. And at that moment where maybe you're on a queue in the bank and you guys seem to forget that you're standing on a 1 hour queue and you're talking so much about a particular character in Game of Thrones, and the cashier is like, your teller like, oh yeah, hold on, just, and you guys keep debating about, and before you know it, someone from behind the queue was like, no, I hated that scene, and you guys sometimes even where someone actually sat down to write these characters out. That is how sometimes movies can be so distressing. And when you're done, I would call it fangirling. When you're done fangirling or fanboying, all talked out, all tired, the energy has left you. Like, oh, I think I just want to find somewhere to just lay my head. I just want to go home and lie down. Or I just want to, like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. But funny enough, it was movie that exhausted you. You're not exhausted mentally or physically. You've let all the steam out. Everything's gone. And all you talked about was movies. Unfortunately, it doesn't last a long time, because maybe like 30 minutes or 1 hour after you're done with your movie, you start realizing that, oh my God, like, oh, I have work, I have this deadline to read. So I'm always sometimes guilty of how, like, I think when I just started at Korean dramas, I used to miss deadlines because of Korean dramas. Like, there's 16 episodes and it takes 16 hours, and I'm always a binge watcher. So, and anytime I'm really stressed, I like turn off my cell and I just like shut the world and I play a movie, and I realize, oh my God, 16 hours of my life is gone. I can't get it back. But sometimes I just sit back and I'm like, oh my God, that was that drama was really good. And I started thinking in my head as I'm sitting down, why did Kim Jun marry her? What was he thinking? And I'm sitting down arguing myself as to why this person is doing this. And the last thing I want to say about movies is that sometimes when you watch movies, you literally watch a projection of yourself. Sometimes you can connect with the character so much. I don't know if it has ever happened to any one of you that you find an answer to a question that you haven't even posed yet. Has it ever happened to any one of you? Like, okay, let me put like a movie. The Intern is acted by Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. And I told him, I used to, when I was younger, I was like, if my husband cheats on me, I'm going to divorce him immediately. But then when I watched The Intern and in the movie, Anne's husband cheated on her because she was so busy. So now let's go back to the norm we talked about earlier. So normally in a home, the man is always earning the keep and the woman is always at home taking care of the children. So now in this movie, the woman was earning the keep and the man was at home with their daughter. And the man was cheating on her, which is funny. Which is like very, very funny. It was a different ball game. Movies helps you see sometimes that sides to it. It can play out in different manner. It can play out in different manner. Sorry. So you can show you that life can play out in different manner, that the norm is not always what you think it is. Like in The Intern, she was the one earning, and normally you expect her to be cheating or to be bursting to her husband because she's earning the living. But that wasn't the case here. She was kinda, but she was working and she didn't have the time for her husband. But the husband was cheating on her because she didn't have. That came to my mind was, oh my God, why is this man acting like a woman? And it just struck to me that I'm talking like how the society will talk, that whenever someone is being overly emotional, seeking attention, they're being a woman. Acting like a woman. And it just showed me things they don't really have, can actually feel they're not needed or they're not wanted. And sometimes the movie shows us that area of society or that part of our life that we connect to. It's funny. It helps us in a way portray the society and easily help us challenge the norm that we think is in society. Natasha, if you like.
I'm sorry. The connection was a bit bad at the end. I got lost.
Just like this is going to be like the last round for this. That makes you feel like this is the last round of the question and like last part of this. So in all of the movies you've watched, can you just pick one scene that you connected to, that you're like, oh, I feel her pain, I understand, I've been through this, or like, yes, I just something like that. Be anything.
One movie that I connected. Let me think.
Yes, that you connected with.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I'm trying to remember. I easily connect. I am very easy to connect with the with the movies, especially when it's not like well, I don't know. I'm trying to remember like last movies I liked. I don't know if Bruna remember, she can go first. Or if Bumelelo wants to.
Bruna, yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Bumelelo.
How are you?
There?
Getting there. day by day, you know. So yeah, even today I'm with my mom and everything, you know. She's currently going through a lot. Tomorrow we're making an appointment for her to go for counseling and stuff like that, you know, so because she needs that and everything. But in all due course, everything will come to pass and everything. So yeah. But I'm hanging in there and we are hanging in there as a
Oh, best
family.
wishes here.
Thank you guys so much for all the wishes and stuff, you know. Highly appreciated and I'm humbled.
Yeah, we hope she will get fine soon.
Yeah.
Mhm. So we were talking with Ronke. I don't know if you hear all the a part of the conversation. We were kind of talking about movies. The films has a copy mechanism. Is that right? The term?
Yes.
She asked us.
Yes.
How do we say movie in our language and what that means? Maybe if you want to share as well what that means to you.
So because of I'm South African, originally born and bred, and I resonate there. But I come from a province, so South Africa has 9 provinces, and 9 provinces they originate according to the history of South Africa and the natives of the cultures and stuff. So I am a Zulu. I come from a Zulu, predominantly a Zulu native culture, which is one of the 11 official languages in South Africa. Apparently now there's 12 because of Swahili, you know. So Zulu is the most dominant languages in African cultures. So when you were speaking just now and telling me that you guys are having a conversation about movies and stuff and how a movie is pronounced in my native language, which just a second. Sorry, I was having a bit of technical issues there. So yeah, as I was saying, so I'm Zulu. So what is the meaning of, or how do you pronounce a movie in my native language? It's called e-biscope. So that's how you pronounce it. I know e-biscope. Yes. So it actually means movie. So when you hear, if you could come across a Zulu person probably in the future and stuff, and then they telling you that they are going to watch a movie, they would say in my native language, which is Zulu, they would say ngisayobukela ibiscope. You know, so it's called e-biscope.
Biscope.
Yes.
Okay. So Pelelo, do you have a movie that you connect with?
Yeah. Yo.
That you can say that.
I'm kind of movie fanatic. Eh? I don't watch TV at all. I hardly watch TV despite news and stuff because of there's no content that's very stipulative for my brain and stuff. So when I peep TV, it's probably news or what's currently trending in terms of current affairs.
Okay.
And then soapies, I'm very selective. The soapies that I watch are probably like series and TV dramas, which sort of resonates with the storytelling because of I'm an artist and we're all artists. So now since I build myself into this medium and stuff, so I look everything attentively as to how the DOP shot it, what's the storyline, what was the message the director was trying to convey. So if I don't get
Yes.
sense of knowledge in that, the production, we, like me and my friends always have these debates, and then I would say this production company wasted money on this ad because of, I mean, there's no storyline here, you know. But the movie that kind of resonates with me, you, it's quite a difficult question to answer. But the movie that I watched is called All the Money in the World. So it was about this grandfather who's rated one of the richest billionaires in the world. So he had every sort of income, he had money, and everyone was wanting to get a sort of percentage from the riches that this grandfather have. So, and this grandfather used to love his grandson, because of he wanted the grandson, he wanted his inheritance to go to the grandson. So therefore, the biological mother of the grandson had a debacle with the father, and then from there, the grandfather and the biological mother of the grandson, they were not getting along. So until then, the grandson didn't care at all about his grandfather's riches and stuff. He was just living his life. He was deployed to Italy, and then when he was deployed to Italy, he was sort of like amazed about the lifestyle in Italy, that there's prostitution and there's riches in Italy and stuff like that. So when he got deployed in that city, and then from there, he was approached by two prostitutes on the road, just to cut the story short, and then from there, these prostitutes encouraged this young grandson that you are still young, go make a living and a future for yourself and stuff. And then as the story continues, and then from there, the grandfather, who was rich, like, had built a mining company that has like 32 stories, and then from there, that mining company was built by the grandson, the grandfather, sorry. And then from there, the shares were supposed to be given to the grandson. And then until then, the mother was against that, because of the mother was saying to the grandfather that you are spoiling the grandson and whatsoever, you're supposed to teach the grandson morals and abilities and stuff like that. And then the grandfather was like, but I am, it's just that you're against the fact that I have all the money in the world, and everyone in the world wants a certain percentage of my money. And then until then, the citizens and the people who are living in that country were aware of the grandfather's riches and whatsoever. Then they kidnapped the grandson. So when they kidnapped the grandson, the people that kidnapped the grandson wanted a sort of ransom, from excuse me, from grandfather. And then until the child was missing, the grandson was missing, and then he kept it being deployed from one city to another. It was all something similar to like human trafficking, and then from there, the managed to track, or rather to get hold of the grandson, and then they found him in some other dangerous city, where there's no one living there and whatsoever and stuff. And then they found him, and from there, as they found him, these people that held the son for ransom, they were like to the grandfather, you owe us money, and if you don't give us a certain percentage of money, you're not gonna get your grandson, we're going to kill them and whatsoever. And then from there, the story continues, and then they managed to get hold of the grandson, and then the grandfather of the grandson gave these people a certain percentage of ransom, and then from there, the child was released, the grandson was released, and then until the grandfather got sick, and then as the grandfather got sick, he was instructing the grandson about how to take care of his money and his riches and his businesses and his shares and whatsoever. Until the grandson started eating money and everything, spending money like nobody's business and stuff like that. And then from there, the grandfather died. And then as the grandfather died, they realized after that some of the riches that the grandfather had, it was due to liquidation, corruption, and stuff like that. And then the family, started getting law enforcement and whatsoever, and then until then, the family of the grandfather didn't have all the riches that the grandfather had, And until then, the family started getting liquidated and whatsoever, and then they were not used to the certain kind of lifestyle that they were used to because they were used to getting everything on a silver platter. They could afford anything that they want, So this movie kind of like, taught me about the value of appreciating what you have and sort of understanding the core essence of your purpose in the world, and also being grateful of what you have, be it the little that you have, but you must be content with it and you must be happy with it and you must live with it, Don't sort of make your life a comparison to other people's lives, because if you don't know how they got what they got and you don't know the kind of lifestyle that's happening in their household, because of we all want a flashy life. You all want to be living in mansions, in estates, and in castles and palaces and stuff like that. And then when we come across people that are living in there, we tend to envy or rather, crave for their lifestyle, but we actually don't know what actually goes down in their families and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically the gist of that movie and stuff. Even though I have quite a lot of favorite movies and stuff like that, But yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Like I said, movies is kind of like another society, like a way to show us what's going on in society, what's going on in life. So they write out stories that actually sometimes it's general fantasy. They write them based on either experiences or things they've been exposed to or things underlying issues in society.
Mm-hmm.
So Natasha, just like briefly, can you share us like what you've learned or what you've connected with movies?
Yes, I did. I remember that once I did this workshop and
it's 20 hours.
Wait, whoa, yeah, it's 20 hours, and that we were talking about, it was a workshop about movies, and the person asked us if we were a character of a movie, who we would be. It was a funny question, and in that time I remember about a movie of Agnes Varda, this Belgian French director, that's called I don't know the translation. I will look and put in the chat, but it's the story I'm looking, because I have a kind of a postcard of the movie here. So this is the character. I don't know if you ever see this movie, and she's this woman that wants to be free of the loop in society. So she starts to travel alone, but then she kind of gets into a mood that you don't know if she's between freedom and loneliness. So there is this little point where freedom and loneliness touch themselves, because you can't really be completely isolated of the society. So it's
Yes, of people around you.
yeah. So I think I connected in that moment with this movie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
look
very
for.
true. You can't. The same way sometimes you can. The same way you can't be too involved in society. The same way you can't isolate yourself from society. as much as we don't want to agree, we still need people. We still need our family for support. We need our friends to support, and having people around is very comforting. Although sometimes you still want to like go somewhere and be on your own, but the joy of going somewhere and being on your own is knowing that when you come back, there are people you come back to.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
so that.
yeah. I sent the
So
name. Maybe Bruna wants to share.
yes, just saw it.
I'm
I
curious.
would like to
Yes, Bruna.
say Rafiki. There is a movie from Kenya.
Rafiki.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a movie from Kenya, and it's a story about love and friendship between two girls. And well, it says a lot of about other culture, uh, different than mine, but it's also super deep and talk about like discovering other uh, possibilities of relationship, love, and friendship. And I super relate to it and to the struggles that the girls pass through, like with the family, with their friends. So it's a super nice movie, super nice photography. Yes.
Oh,
I want to
this
see.
that's amazing. So, just to end this, we see that we see society. We see societies in movies. We see societies in our family. Like I always say, like the first society that we are accustomed to is that of our family. We'll learn how to function in society from our family before we actually go into the society. So movie plays like a lot, a big way of when watching it passing, actually a movie fanatic like I am. And it can serve as a coping mechanism. It can serve as a way for you to, what's the name? For you to go through your own problem, go through your own challenges without you actually know you're going through it. Like having, like Bruna said, it talks about the movie. She talks about love relationship. It helps you reminiscence on what your life is, what their life is, and you only come to the conclusion by yourself that, oh, I'm comfortable with this, or I should change at the end of the session. I hope everyone liked it. Valero, thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your story. Because I was about to say that I think I watched a similar movie to what you watched. I think about the grandfather and his son and his grandson. That was, is it a wanted gift or something gift? It was just similar to that, but the man died and left his riches for his grandson, who was spending his money like frivolously, but he gave him conditions as to how he can access his trust fund. So yes, you see that sometimes you can actually connect over movies anywhere and anyhow, like anywhere you meet yourself, you can actually connect through movies. So thank you for having this session, Duna, Natasha, and Bruna. I'm very grateful. And the session was fun with you guys. Thank you very much. And that'll be the session today. Also, like I sent a form to you guys, and you can fill it out and let me know. Hopefully, I'll get to see Bruna's video and Natasha's video. Upelelo, if you can do a video, that would be awesome. It's just a 30 seconds video, like looping society. Like, okay, when we did it, what you think it's not normal in your society, like Natasha said, a woman's role of giving birth in society, it's not questioned. Like Bruna said, having to be in a restaurant and the waiter who's a guy only communicates with guys. So you can actually like just say something. That's Natasha has shared the form. You can actually share this form of a video or write it down anyhow you're comfortable with. I'll be happy to have it. Thank you for this session again, Dina, Nasasha, and Bruna. It was really an enjoyable one.
Thank you. Thank you for
Oh.
the proposal. I hope we helped with your research, and that was good to share. Good to see you and good to share this.
Thank you for your
Thank
questions.
you.
See you guys. See you on Monday.
Cool. All right.
See you.
Bye. Bye, Mamelilu.
Bye.
Bye, Ronke. Thank you.
Bye.